Welcome, learner, and I genuinely mean that. I'm your instructor from Ariyalam, and whether you found this course because someone recommended it, because you googled best programming language to learn, you made the right call. Today is lecture 1 of Ariyalam Python online training. No code experience needed, no maths degree required, no special laptop, just curiosity. This course is beginner friendly, built around real world skills and designed to take you all the way to a career ready path. By end of today's session, you won't be writing apps yet, but you will understand why this skill matters and exactly what your journey is going to look like with us. So let's get into it. Let me ask you something. Have you used Netflix, Instagram, Spotify? All of those platforms have Python running in their backend right now. NASA uses Python to process space mission data. Google uses it across dozens of products. OpenAI, the company behind ChatGPT, builds in Python. Python is the number one most popular language in the world right now, with over 8 million developers using it globally. Job growth is up 40% year on year, and US salaries average about $95,000. Here is the wildest part. It is also the friendliest language for beginners. The syntax reads almost like plain English. It's free, open source, runs on any machine, and you can go from absolute beginner to job ready in months. That's what makes it special, and that's exactly why we are starting here. Before we talk about Python specifically, let's answer the bigger question. What even is programming? Think of it like a recipe. When you want to bake a cake, you don't just throw random ingredients in a pan and hope. You follow steps in order precisely, and that exactly is programming. Or think of GPS. You give it a destination and it figures out every turn in sequence to get you there. A program does the same thing. You describe a destination, computer follows each step exactly. And that is like a key point on this slide. Computers are incredibly powerful, but they are incredibly literal. They will do exactly what you write, nothing more, nothing less. So your job as a programmer isn't to be a genius, it's to be clear, logical and organized. The good news, you already think this way every single day. Your morning routine, cooking, giving directions to a friend, you are already a programmer, you just haven't written it down in Python yet. Here is something most people doesn't realize. Not all programming language are equally learnable. Some of them look like someone sneezed on keyboard, semicolons everywhere, curly braces inside brackets, inside parentheses. Java, which is perfectly a good language, requires around 10 lines of code just to print the hello world on the screen. Look at this. Whereas Python, just one line, and it reads almost like a sentence in English. One line, no setup, and you can read it without any prior training. That accessibility isn't accidental. Python was built this way by its creator, who literally said he wanted it to look like simplified English. And because millions of developers use it, help is always one Google search away. It's free, it runs on Windows, Mac, Linux, and there are no barriers to starting. This is the slide I want you to screenshot, because when someone asks you later, what do people even use Python for? Here is your answer. Web apps, Instagram and Pinterest use Python on backend with Django and Flask. AI and machine learning, the tools powering ChatGPT, Spotify recommendation, and image recognition use TensorFlow and PyTorch, both Python libraries. Data science, analysts are running pandas and numpy to analyze sales trend, sports data, and climate pattern. Automation, imagine a script that reads hundreds of mail, extract data, and puts it in a spreadsheet automatically. Cybersecurity. Ethical hacker use Python for penetration testing tools. And cloud and DevOps. AWS, Google Cloud both have Python as their default scripting language. So this is one language with infinite applications. This is not a narrow skill, but it is like a skeleton. Let's talk now about market. Not to make promises, but because you deserve to know this, what this skill is actually worth. Over 8 million Python developers are active worldwide right now, and the demand is outpacing supply. Python has held the number one spot in TOBE and Stack Overflow, the two most respected language popularity indexes, for 3 or more consecutive years, especially. Job posting mentioning Python have grown 40% in just 2 years. In US, Python developers earn around $95,000 to $145,000 on an average, and in India, you are looking at 6 lakh at junior level up to 25 lakh and beyond at senior and specialized levels. These figures are backed by Stack Overflow's developer survey, LinkedIn Job Insights, and Glassdoor. Real data, not marketing numbers. Here is what I find most exciting about Python. It doesn't lock you into one career, it opens 7 different doors. A data analyst who turns raw data into business decisions, typically reachable in 6 to 9 months. A data engineer who builds pipelines that moves and cleans data at scale, around 9 to 14 months. An AI/ML engineer builds intelligent models and systems, 12 to 18 months, but exceptional demand. A backend developer powers the logic behind the apps you use every day, 8 to 12 months. An automation engineer makes repetitive processes run themselves, and this one can be done in as little as 4 to 8 months, making it one of the fastest paths to employment. DevOps and cloud engineer who deploy and manage tech infrastructure is reachable 10 to 16 months, and a full stack developer owns both front end and back end together, which is reachable in 12 to 18 months. One skill, 7 roads. You get to choose which one to walk. Now, let me zoom into 3 specific careers that Python opens up fastest and most directly. First is data analyst, entry level, fastest on the ramp. You combine Excel, Python, and SQL to build dashboards, reports, KPIs that help companies make decisions. With 3 to 6 months of focused work, you can be job ready. The core tools are Pandas for data manipulation, Matplotlib for charts, SQL for databases, and Excel for reporting. Second, AI and ML engineer. This is the rockstar title right now. Mid-level, you'll use Python, Maths, and TensorFlow to build intelligent models and systems. Higher learning curve, but the demand and compensation are exceptional. Key tools are TensorFlow, PyTorch, Scikit-learn, and NumPy. Third is automation engineer, and this one is underrated. Quick return on investment, where you write Python scripts that turn manual workflows into automated ones, like cloud tasks, testing pipelines, data processing. It uses tools like Selenium, Boto3, Airflow, Bash. Automators are hired everywhere across every industry. And here is important thing. All 3 paths start with the same foundation, exactly that you will learn in this course. Let me show you exactly where we are going together. This is your roadmap. 5 stages plus a real project across 19 modules and 35 to 45 hours of instructor-led training, available both weekends and weekdays. Stage 1 is foundation, introduction to Python, syntax, and programming flow. This is where everyone starts. The stage 2 is core Python functions, files, object-oriented programming, and exceptions. This is where it starts to feel like real programming. Stage 3 is advanced Python, iterators, collections, and even building graphical interfaces with Tkinter. Stage 4 is pro skills, databases, SQL, APIs, and networking. This is where Python concepts starts to be implemented in the real world. Stage 5 is expert level with regular expressions, multi-threading, APIs, and Django framework. And then real project, a live Django web application that you build and can put in your portfolio. Not just an exercise, actual work you can show an employer. Each module builds directly on the last, no gaps, no skips, and real-time projects are built throughout so that you graduate with industry-ready skills from day one. You are right here at very beginning. The arrow is pointing to your future. Alright, this is the moment of truth. I am going to show you real Python code. 3 lines saved in file called hello.py. I want you to just read it. No pressure, no right or wrong answers. Do you think this code does what do you think this code does when it runs? Look at it for 10 seconds and answer. Okay, shout it out. What happens? Exactly line 1 creates a variable called name and stores the value rf in it. Variable store information. Line 2 prints hello rf on the screen. Line 3 prints welcome to Python. That's it. No prior training, you just read Python code because Python reads like plain English. Print does exactly what it sounds like. This is what I mean when I say it's learnable, and you just proved it. I want to address something directly because I know it's in the back of your mind. If I am smart enough to do this, what if I am too slow? What if I am just not a tech person? Here is the truth. Coding is a skill, it's not a talent. It's learned, not inherited. The only difference between a beginner and an expert is time and deliberate practice. That's it. Let's bust 3 myths first. You don't need to be good at maths. Logic matters far more, and Python barely requires maths to get started. Second part, professional developers Google things every single day. Stack Overflow gets 50 million visits per month from working engineers. Looking things up isn't a weakness, it's a job. Third, when you get an error, you are not falling, you are not failing. Third, when you get an error, you are not failing. Errors are clues. Python is telling you exactly where something went wrong. This is not a wall, it's a signpost. Every expert was once a beginner, every single one. Now let me give you the cheat codes, not for Python, but for actually succeeding in this course. Do this every single day. 30 minutes every day beats a 5-hour Sunday marathon every time. Your brain needs repeated exposure in small doses to build programming intuition. Build projects you actually care about. A quiz for your friend, a script, a script that checks your favorite stock, or a to-do list for your team. Motivation follows interest. Read your errors. They are clues, not attacks. And find a study community, a class buddy, a Discord group, a Slack channel, a community that accelerates growth by 3x. And we are always here for you. And don't try to memorize syntax. Google exists, and that is how developers work. Don't copy paste errors. Understanding beats every single time. Don't study alone in total silence if that means you're isolated. Your first 100 hours will feel hard, your next 100 will feel natural, and you should just keep going. Alright, before we wrap up, here is your first year homework. And notice no complex coding is required. Task 1, go to python.org, download Python, install it. It's free and takes 5 minutes. Task 2, install VS Code from code.visualstudio.com. That's your code editor and also free. That is your coding home base. Then task 3 is type print hello world into your VS Code, run it and watch it work. Let the moment sink in. You just ran your first Python program. Task 4 is connect with us at Ariyalam. Head to ariyalam.com for your course materials. Any questions before next class? Call us on the number or email ID here. We are here. Notice task 1 to involve zero coding, just installing tools and getting ready. Yet in next lecture we'll start with the same setup and hello world program. Come back to next class with your environment setup, or we can set up this environment ready to build. Thanks.